And with your permission, I'd also like to briefly address the shameless and transparent effort by Russia to annex parts of neighbor Ukraine. The United States, I want to be very clear about this, the United States will never, never, never recognize Russia's claims on Ukraine's sovereign territory. This so-called referenda was a sham, an absolute sham. The results were manufactured in Moscow. Russia's assault on Ukraine in pursuit of Putin's imperial ambitions is a flagrant violation of the UN Charter and the basic principles of sovereignty and territorial integrity. I'm grateful to the Pacific Island leaders for standing up for these basic principles and for your strong moral leadership on global issues at the United Nations.
Wall Street sank Thursday on renewed fears the Federal Reserve's aggressive fight against inflation could hobble the U.S. economy, and as investors fretted about a rout in foreign currencies and global debt markets after a brief respite provided by the Bank of England's emergency intervention a day earlier wore off. The Dow dropped 1.5%, the S&P 500 fell more than 2%, while the Nasdaq lost 2.8%, sinking to near its lowest level of 2022, set in mid-June. Liz Miller is president of Summit Place Financial Advisors.
Just as U.S. investors are completely comfortable with the Fed's strategy, there's now this concern that the rest of the world is not following on. So it's a real concern about the resolve of European central banks to fight inflation, and particularly the UK, and how that might spread to others.
Heavyweights Apple and Nvidia both lost more than 4% amid a rout in tech stocks. Meta Platforms ended lower after Bloomberg reported the Facebook owner froze hiring and warned employees of more downsizing to come. Shares of CarMax plummeted after the used car retailer missed expectations for second quarter results, hurt by consumers cutting spending amid inflation, rising interest rates, and higher car prices. Meanwhile, shares of automakers GM, Ford, and the most valuable car company, Tesla, all tumbled on Thursday. And airlines fell on canceled or delayed trips after Hurricane Ian hit Florida's Gulf Coast with catastrophic force, with American, United, and Delta each losing about 3% or more.
The wife of a US diplomat charged over a fatal car crash in England appeared by videolink in a London court on Thursday. 19-year-old Harry Dunn died in August 2019 after his motorcycle was in a collision with a car driven by Anne Sakulas near RAF Croton. It's an Air Force base in the English county of Northamptonshire that is used by the US military. Sakulas left Britain shortly after the accident, claiming diplomatic immunity from criminal prosecution. The United States has refused to extradite her. The case has since caused diplomatic friction between Britain and the US. Dunn's family have been pressing for years for Sakulas to face charges and be prosecuted in Britain. Here's their spokesman, Rad Seeger.
We absolutely respect the criminal justice system, and the parents will not be making any public comment at this time until the conclusion of criminal proceedings. But I just wanted to say on their behalf, a massive thank you, firstly to you all for all your support over the last 3 years, and to the millions of people around the world who have supported this heroic family through this amazing campaign.
The case was sent to London's Old Bailey Court for a hearing on October 27th.
Ms. Thomas, do you still believe the election was stolen?
Conservative activist Ginni Thomas, the wife of Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas, met on Thursday with the congressional committee probing the January 6, 2021 attack on the U.S. Capitol by then-President Donald Trump's supporters. Thomas was seen entering the meeting room used by the House of Representatives Select Committee for its interviews. Committee chairperson, Democratic Representative Benny Thompson, told reporters Thomas answered some questions and reiterated her belief that the 2020 presidential election was stolen from Trump.
I know that everyone here will soon be marching over to the Capitol building.
The committee has been eager to talk to Thomas. She has said she attended the Trump rally on January 6th, shortly before thousands of his supporters stormed the Capitol in an attempt to stop Congress from certifying President Joe Biden's election victory. According to the Washington Post, the committee obtained emails between Thomas and former President Donald Trump's election attorney John Eastman, who pushed the theory that then Vice President Mike Pence could block Congress from certifying Trump's 2020 election loss. The Post also reported that she texted Mark Meadows, Trump's White House chief of staff, and emailed lawmakers in Arizona and Wisconsin, urging them to assist in overturning the election of Joe Biden as president. The committee had been scheduled to hold a public hearing on Wednesday, but postponed it because of the threat to Florida by powerful Hurricane Ian. The delay raised the possibility that Thomas's testimony could be included in the next public hearing.